Well, let's start with the big story of the day. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced that Israel and Lebanon have agreed to a 10-day ceasefire. Remember how Israel was fighting the war on two fronts, one with Iran and another with Lebanon. As far as Lebanon is concerned, the ceasefire has already come into effect and is seen as the first step towards a peace process between the two sides. Donald Trump has asserted that he will invite Israeli Prime Minister and the Lebanese President to the White House for the meeting very soon. The first meaningful talks that will take place between the two sides since 1983. He also said that both the sides wanted peace, which he believes will happen very quickly. Listen to what he said.
Hezbollah sticks with the ceasefire. Are you confident about that?
I think they will. I think it's going to be, actually it's very exciting because it's 48 years. We're going to be meeting with Bibi Netanyahu, as you know, and the president of Lebanon. And I had a great talk with both of them today. They're going to be having a ceasefire, and that'll include Hezbollah. And I think it could be number 10 for me.
Well, in Lebanon, the fight is not between the Israeli army and the Lebanese army. It's between Israel and Hezbollah. And the ceasefire agreement has come into force just a few hours ago. Let me get you more perspective and go across to my colleague Mayank, who's been tracking all the details. Good morning, Mayank. Israeli Prime Minister has said that this will create opportunity for a historic peace agreement. Iran-backed Hezbollah has also given a statement saying that they will be abiding by the ceasefire. How crucial is this?
It's very important, and very important in the sense that this front is seen as the extension of whatever was happening in Middle East, which is between Iran and on the other side Israel and the US. And to remind the significance which was given by Iran's side also as far as cessation of operations in Lebanon is concerned, we need to bring out that initially Iran had put entire talk on stake only to bring down all kind of operations or to make Israel stop all kind of operations towards the Lebanon side. That is the kind of significance which is given to the kind of operations which are holding towards Lebanon. And if the way the president has brought out, the US president has brought out, that it's a 10-day peace talk, then it is going to also further add up to the kind of atmosphere which has got created because of the ceasefire which is holding towards the Iran side. So what we see is actually a general, larger encompassing of the steps being taken to bring down the temperatures on every side, and Israel included. It is also significant for Israel because majorly the rockets were fired from the Lebanon side only. So if there is a ceasefire, there would be larger peace, and this would create an atmosphere and a grounding for the agreements to take place on every front. So that's why it is very important.
Absolutely. So it remains to be seen whether in the coming hours and days the ceasefire will sustain or not. On that, we have another breaking update coming in. Stay on with us, Mayank. I'll come back to you once again. Strikes continue despite the ceasefire in place. The Lebanese army has said that there have already been a number of violations of the ceasefire agreement between Lebanon and Israel. In a post on social media, the army has said that it has recorded several Israeli attacks, including shelling on the Lebanese villages that are in the southern Lebanon area. Israeli attacks are continuing in the southern Lebanon more than 30 minutes after the ceasefire announcement was made by Donald Trump that came into effect. That is as far as Lebanon is concerned. Let me also tell you about what is happening in Israel. Not just in Lebanon, sirens were also blaring in northern Israel just few hours after the ceasefire come into effect is what we are learning so far. And now the bigger question is whether the ceasefire is being abided by both the parties is something that remains to be seen. But strikes continue despite the ceasefire in place. The Lebanese army has said that there have already been a number of violations in the last few hours. Let me take you through what is happening in Israel, and that has been put forth by the authorities there. This is the exact area, as we've been telling you. Sirens are blaring. This is northern Israel, just near to the border where the sirens are blaring as of now is what we are learning. And similarly, in southern Lebanon, there are, in fact, there have been several ceasefire violations. that have been reported by the Lebanese army as well. So this is the latest as far as the ceasefire violation is also concerned. Let me once again bring in my colleague Mayank on this. Mayank, this is very concerning, isn't it? There have already been a number of violations of the ceasefire agreement between Lebanon and Israel in the last few hours.
There are two words which need to have a different kind of a meaning, or they need to change, people need to change their meaning, because effectively ceasefire and deadline were two words which were, even though spoken, they had a different thing on ground actually. Operations were continuing, there was no ceasefire, deadlines were announced, and there were people were not meeting those deadlines. So our viewers will agree that the way this entire Middle East operation has continued, these two words have been used profusely but without any practical effect on the ground. This is what exactly you see in Lebanon also. Even after the US president has announced that there is a ceasefire, and that to a 10-day ceasefire, I mean, he is giving the duration also, the operations continue, and that too from both sides, which is from Israel's side and from Lebanon side. To remind the viewers, or to bring the significance of this to the viewers, is that the reaction time, as far as because sirens are sounded in Israel only to make people aware that some projectile is approaching towards them, and there is a fear, so they should run away to a shelter or to a. So in this case, the reaction time towards places like Naharia and Haifa is only 30 seconds.
All right.
This is the kind of significance it is. And Israel has made no bones. They have continued with the operation right from the 28th of April. They have continued with the operation. So this can become a larger part of the larger plan wherein peace might prevail in the Middle East. That's why it is important. But as I have said, ceasefire word is often used, but practically nothing happens on the ground.
Absolutely, and experts also believe that this is a very fragile ceasefire, even more fragile than the one between Iran and the United States at this point in time. Stay on with us. We have another breaking update coming in, a reaction that is coming from US President Donald Trump. He has urged Iran-backed Hezbollah to abide by the ceasefire with Israel that has gone into effect. He has said, and I quote, "I hope Hezbollah acts nicely and well during this important period of time. It will be a great moment for them if they do. No more killing, must finally have a peace in the region." And this is what Donald Trump has said. Listen in.
Will Hezbollah stick to the ceasefire? Are you confident about that?
I think they will. I think it's going to be, actually, it's very exciting because it's 48 years. We're going to be meeting with Bibi Netanyahu, as you know, and the president of Lebanon. And I had a great talk with both of them today. They're going to be having a ceasefire, and that'll include Hezbollah. And I think it could be number 10 for me.
And now moving on and shifting our focus to what is happening